are the American people going to buy this, right? Is this going to be something that people get behind in the sense that, and I think that really matters in an airport, right? Because airports are like the last place that you want to be unsafe, like the absolutely last place. Associated Press, and it doesn't look like, at least from this video, this brief video, that these guys actually are wearing masks, which I find kind of interesting. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of a series I'm calling the Weekly Reaction. So the purpose of these is going to be to react to some news of the day, of the last week, whatever it might be, relatively recent. Whatever the news is will be relatively recent. So the reason I'm doing this is, I'll be honest, I work full time. I have I have my job, I have my family, I have my health, I go to the gym, I have all these things that I want to take care of, but I also do want to create content. And so what these are going to be is they're going to be weekly reactions in the sense that they're not going to be as thorough as what I do during the weekends, where I have more time to look into things, give you more of a nuanced perspective on things. And I say that for a couple of reasons. One, as the channel grows, I'm going to have more time to do more thorough things. So please like, subscribe, comment, donate to the Patreon if you can, all that stuff. Because I really do want to build a channel that is all about that, critical thinking, really diving deep into those things, all that kind of stuff. But with that said, what I can do for now is be honest about how much I do and don't know. And so the first way I'm doing that with here is just to let you know that this is like an initial reaction. So I'm just kind of seeing these things, letting you know first thoughts, those sorts of things. Obviously, no matter what my content is, always correct me if I'm wrong, yada, yada, yada. But let's get into this. And today we're going to be talking about the airport situation and ICE agents being in some of these airports, it appears so. So first, we're going to start off with this video from NBC. Play about half of this. I encourage you guys to watch the whole thing, obviously for more context. Just watching these is kind of more of just a bridge into the conversation in general, not necessarily meant to be representative or a summary of the entire video from NBC, or the other video that we're going to watch too, although that one is shorter, so we'll be able to watch the whole thing. But anyway, let's get into it. So again, this is from NBC, and I'll play about half of this.
And Morgan, as LaGuardia remains shut down until about 2 p.m. today, other airports across the country are seeing big changes as ICE is deployed to assist the TSA. So far, ICE officers have been spotted at more than a dozen major airports, including Atlanta, New York, and Chicago. This is coming as travelers are dealing with hours-long wait times at security because of that partial government shutdown that's left TSA officers without pay, and it's forced thousands to call out of work or downright quit. NBC News correspondent Jesse Kirsch joins us now from Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Jesse, good to see you. So where you are, Atlanta is facing some of the longest wait times, more than 2 hours last week to get through security. What are you seeing now that ICE officers have arrived, and what are they exactly supposed to be doing? What are they trained to do?
Yeah, so we know, according to a source, that ICE is training things like crowd control, can check IDs, but we haven't seen them doing much of that at all. Mostly our team has been seeing them roaming around the terminal, but of course we're not through the checkpoint, so we can't know for certain everything that they're doing. Vicky, at one point during the morning rush earlier here, the line started outside along drop-off and curved around the building, wiggled through this area and baggage claim, and then dumped out over here. Now the line is shorter, but we still have people saying it took them about 45 minutes just to get to this point, and I'm going to keep walking to demonstrate for you just how long this line is. This is for one of the general screening checkpoints. People telling us it's taken them 2, 3, 4 hours to get through security. Spoke with a young woman a short time ago who said even after the morning rush, when she had booked a second flight of the day, it still took her about 3.5 hours to get through security and get to her gate. And I think one of the things that we're seeing here is even if the lines are going to start improving at airports across the country, this is still drastically shaking up people's days. That young woman, for example, she had a 9:30 flight. She told me she got here at 6 a.m. and knew pretty quickly that was not going to work. So she rebooked on a 6 p.m. flight, but was going through the security line around 10 a.m. So she's going to spend all day at the airport. She says she missed a test at...
All right, so a little bit there on kind of what's going on with ICE agents in airports. So when I first looked at this, when I first heard about this, one of the things that came to mind was, are the American people going to buy this, right? Is this going to be something that people get behind? If I remember, now I'm struggling to remember this actually. I don't remember the exact polling on how Americans thought ICE agents were handling their duties. I feel like I remember it being not so great, but somebody please correct me if I'm wrong on that. Basically, that the American people didn't like it. Now, with that said, if that is true, it's going to be really interesting to see how well they're sold as, how would you say, as like basically public servants in the eyes of the American people. In the sense that, and I think that really matters in an airport, right? Because airports are like the last place that you want to be unsafe, like the absolute last place. So that's one thing that I was just curious about, is to see how the American people are going to react to this. But secondly, but one of the things I thought of was like, okay, ICE agents, obviously they're all wearing masks, or they were wearing masks. And frankly, to be honest, they are not an agency that I trust. If you want to speaking on it personally, just the way they handle things, and I've said this in previous videos, it just seems so sloppy. And that's the thing that gets me, is that they don't seem organized. I don't know if it was lack of training. I heard some stuff about that. I don't know if it was just a lack, whatever it was. They just seem so sloppy, especially when I dove fairly deep into the Renee Good stuff, and it was just amazing, like just how just disorganized, unprofessional, maybe a good term to use there. And so personally, if I saw an ICE agent in an airport, I would be wary for sure. Now, the second thing I wanted to look at here with the masks, and the reason I bring that up is because that is a big thing for them, right? Is the fact that they are wearing masks. I don't think they should be. I find it ridiculous. My thought was, are they going to be wearing these masks in airports, right? Because the kickback from the people who don't think they should wear masks is like, well, they're publicly going to be visible, and so that might put them in harm's way. All right, so now we're going to take a look at this from the Associated Press, and it doesn't look like, at least from this video, this brief video, that these guys actually are wearing masks, which I find kind of interesting.
I may miss my flight that's in. I may miss my flight that's in 1 hour. And I think that the government is full of it. I really do.
Usually for a domestic flight, you come here 2 hours, 3 hours in advance. Today I'm 5 hours in advance. So it's not fun. I mean, I don't want to miss my flight, so I came like it was an international flight.
I don't have a problem with them bringing ICE in, but they've just been when I've seen them, they've just been standing around talking. So, I don't know that they're that badly needed, I mean, because what I heard on the news is that it was going to be for crowd control, but everything seems to be flowing smoothly.
I mean, it doesn't affect me personally, but I'm sure it makes a lot of people nervous, and it's sad because I bet a lot of people have a lot of anxiety coming to the airport.
So that is a little bit from the AP. And like I said, it looks like from that video, they aren't wearing masks. So I'm not sure why that decision was made. I don't know. Again, though, the masks should never have been a thing. They should not be a thing, okay? If you think you're being at risk because you're an ICE agent, well, then don't be an ICE agent. And now, to defend that, maybe there's something to where, they didn't realize they were going to be masked up going in or something when they signed up. I don't know. But whatever the case, these guys, assuming they're, well aware of what's going on and know that it's to be expected that they're going to, what their duties are and all that, they should not be wearing masks. Like, you just shouldn't. You're part of a police force, okay? If you want to carry out duties that you think are justified, then we should be able to identify who you are, right? That's the trade-off. You get the power of the government. We get the power to hold you accountable. That's the trade-off, okay? So the last thing I want to say with this here is I'm curious to see how the different political parties will try to take advantage of this in whatever way, shape, or form. I'm assuming, and please correct me if I'm wrong, 'cause this is just an assumption, I'm assuming that the reason all of this is going down like this is because they're still debating what to do with ICE as far as like the needs for them to wear masks, as far as I think it was, can't remember where I heard this, but it was about like judicial and administrative warrants. But yeah, so it's just, again, it's going to be interesting to see how each party sells this. Obviously, there's going to be people that are blaming the Democrats for the shutdown. There's going to be a side that says like, well, you know, we're just asking these simple things from ICE. Why can't we just get this fixed? But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Comments are super appreciated. They really help the algorithm. Even if you disagree with me, haters, go ahead and comment. Hate me and help me. That should be like a slogan. Hate me and help me. Love that. Comment, like, subscribe, donate to the Patreon if you can. If you can't, that's fine too. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this series too. I mean, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to come across as I'm just being like flippant and just like making this stuff like just because, so I don't have to do any research. The weekend stuff will be more thoroughly researched. I'll probably have a different name for those type of videos. And yeah, if you want to be a part of the community, I encourage you to join me on this journey. You know, the name Curious Civilian is there for a reason. I feel like I'm a civilian. You know, I'm going to admit what I do and don't know, but I'm curious and I want to learn along the way. So if you want to be a part of that, come with me. See you in the next one. Thanks.